Monday morning. Just checked out of my hotel back there, and this is going to be the shortest tuk-tuk ride ever to the bus terminal. It's a little bit after 7 a.m. My bus leaves at 8. This tuk-tuk is going to be 3,200 reals, which is less than $1. There, those red and white ones. Wow, this is boring. It's boring for me to sit here. I can't imagine having to sit through this crap. Fast forward, really. It feels like the waiting here at the traffic light is longer than the actual journey. I think it took probably about 40 or 50 seconds to get to the traffic light, and then we stopped there for probably a minute and a half. And here we are at the bus. It's not a terminal, it's just a stop on the road. Oh, the buses are back there, but the ticket office, that's probably my bus there. Dan. All right. 3 minutes and 20 seconds total. Yeah. So I bought my ticket here in the ticket office yesterday. Got here this morning. Give them my ticket, passport, printed visa. If you're watching this, I highly recommend giving a printed visa. I saw people when I came here that only had their visa on their phone, and it seemed much more difficult. And they tell you, print the visa, and I did. So I gave them my passport, printed visa, and when I got here to Cambodia a couple of days ago, at the border they give you like a yellow immigration card, and you have to give that to them here. They take all that, they give it to the guy on the bus. I don't know if it's going to be that same rude dick that we had on the way here. I haven't seen him yet, but I don't know. And he's like the helper to the driver. He takes care of all that. When you get to the border, they submit everybody's stuff, and it's pretty quick. It's obviously very fast to do all this in advance instead of, you know, arriving at the border and then going around to each individual person and asking for their stuff. I didn't really feel comfortable giving them all that stuff and them having that for this whole time. And I was reading last night the comments section of the reviews on Google Maps, and a lot of people said the same thing. They said they didn't like that they crossed the border with their passport and then the bus leaves and then, you know, goes to a restaurant, and they don't tell anybody this, and then they give you back your passport after you go to the restaurant and get back on the bus. Some people didn't like that, which I didn't really either. It feels a little bit uncomfortable to leave a border and you don't have your passport with you. You don't know what can happen. So that's my situation right now. And this, I assume it's going to be the same time back as it was here, which was from here to the station or the stop in Saigon, including 3 stops plus the border stop, so 4 stops total. It was 7.5 hours. So I guess it'll be around the same. And just a quick, for anybody who's paying attention, a quick tattoo update. This is how it looks today. I guess it's better. And I also investigated that yesterday, and it seems that the patch that the guy put on it, the medicated patch instead of the plastic wrap, was something called Saniderm, like a portmanteau of sanitized, or sanitary and dermatology, or dermitis, whatever the word is for skin. And apparently a lot of people have reactions to it. I Googled that, and it's quite common for people to have reactions to it. And they say if that happens, remove the patch right away. I could have taken my patch off a day earlier if I had realized that it was going to be this bad, because I started to see signs that something wasn't right after about 2 days. But the guy told me to keep it on for 4, so I didn't want to take it off early. And from what I saw on Google, it's not serious. It said it might take a couple of weeks to clear up. The swelling is going down, but I noticed yesterday the hives, the rash, the itchiness, the redness was even spreading down my ankle, even to the bottom of my foot. The opposite side of my ankle, where the tattoo is, like on the inside of my ankle, the redness, swelling, itching, hives, bumpiness had spread to there. So, although I think that's better this morning, but I noticed last night it felt like I had a sunburn on my ankle, and that was why. So that's it. This is probably going to be a pretty quiet day today. Other than this travel, I go back to Saigon. I'll get there. I guess I'll be at my hotel at 3 or 3:30. It's a new hotel. I'm not staying at that other one that I had 2 nightmare check-in experiences with. I'm not giving them another chance. So I'm going to a new hotel. And I don't know what I'll do today once I get there. Tomorrow I'm going to the Kuchi tunnels. I think I'll rent a motorcycle to go there. And then one more day in Saigon. So maybe just walk around Saigon a little bit today. This will probably be my shortest, mercifully for you, my shortest video today. I guess we'll be boarding the bus shortly. So this is what happens. This is the guy, the helper from the bus. We're stopped for a little lunch now near the border. This guy takes his motorcycle. He's got the passports there. That little black plastic bag is full of all the passports of the passengers. So he goes ahead to the border, which is just a couple of kilometers from here, and he drops them off, which is good. That starts the process. It expedites the whole process and gets them quicker, but still it's I don't know, it's strange to see this kid, teenager, I don't know how old he is, driving his little motorbike with 30 passports in a plastic bag. So we're here, and so then it turns out that this restaurant, it's owned by the bus company. So they get your money on the bus, and then they get your money when they stop for food. Apparently the food is overpriced, and I don't know if it's good or not, but they say that it's very overpriced. So I think we're here for maybe about 20 minutes. That's how it was on the way in. And in the meantime, this guy has gone up ahead to the border, and they start the paperwork process, which sounds kind of shitty, but I guess it works because they get everybody through much faster. And something I've noticed in Cambodia and Vietnam as well, I think I noticed it more in Vietnam, I think I haven't mentioned this before, is a lot of places have little garbage containers, trash receptacles right beside the table. I like that. So you can throw your trash out as you eat instead of having a pile of napkins that somebody else has to come and pick up and touch all your snotty remains that you've wiped off from eating your food. I like that. Other countries should adopt that. We're just about to board the bus again, but before we do, I'll point out quickly two factually incorrect things about this sign on the window. One, it's not free. Two, there is no Wi-Fi. That was a almost disaster. We're just leaving the border crossing now. That was a very, very scary experience. Let me try to recount what happened. Recount or recant? Recant, I think. So there's kind of two areas. And I don't know about crossing international borders. I've only crossed between U.S. and Canada by land. There's an exit point exiting Cambodia where I have to give them my the guy comes around and collects it, the little yellow immigration tourist card that they gave me on the way in, and then I give them that along with my passport. They had that when I got on the bus in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh. They asked for that. So as we're getting to the exit point of Cambodia, everybody had to get off the bus, and he gave us our passports back. And then we walked about 50 meters, just a 1 minute walk, and to the entrance point for Vietnam, or to the end of the exit point of Cambodia. Then we got back on the bus after walking just 1 minute, and then we had to give the guy back our passport. So he gave them to us. We walked for 1 minute. We get on the bus. We give them back to the guy. We drove for another minute. We get off the bus again and had to take our bags. I guess they inspect the bags. Now, when we came to Cambodia a few days ago, they didn't do that. They just came through. They didn't check the bags. So I took my mochila, my backpack is with me here. My baggage is down below in the storage area, and I didn't even think to take that. And I saw a guy pushing it through the border checkpoint. I said, "Hey, that's mine," so I took it. So then we're waiting, and the border guy takes. This was horrible. My God, my palms are sweaty just even reliving this 2 minutes later. The border guy checks. We all go as a group, and he stamps the passport, gives it back to the bus guy, and the bus guy says, here's your passport, here's your passport, you. And there's, I don't know how many people on the bus, 20 or 25 maybe. And so it was one, then the next one, then the next one, then a couple left. And it turned out that I was the last one. Now, I maybe didn't do myself any favors just by pure coincidence. When we stopped at that restaurant, I love Google Maps, and I love reading about places. And I was reading about this border checkpoint, and people said horrible things about it. People said they had to pay bribes, and there were all kinds of problems. They were telling you, we're not going to let you in, and you missed the last bus, and you have to go back. People said some horrible things, despite having all their paperwork, they claim. And so when I was the last person, each person to go through was taking maybe 30 seconds. So he would stamp one, the border guy would stamp one, give it to the bus guy would say the person's name, they would come up and get it. So every 30 seconds a new one was going, and then I was the last person, and it took 2 minutes, 3, 5, maybe 10 minutes, and I was starting to think, what the hell is going on here? And then the border agent gave the passport back to the bus guy, and he said something to him, and then the guy said to me, visa problem. And I thought, Jesus Christ, what is this? I know I did everything. I checked everything 18 times. When I got my visa a few weeks ago, I checked it 18 times before I came on this trip. I checked it 18 times before I left my hotel this morning. And I had to get 2 visas because I'm entering Vietnam twice. I entered it by plane last week, and I'm entering it again by land at this Mok Bai checkpoint today. So I need to buy 2 visas. And I made sure to give them the correct one because they both had different entry points. One had the airport when I arrived, and one had Mok Bai land checkpoint. And I knew I gave him the right one, and he gave it back to me, and it was the right one. And he didn't speak English, and he was just saying something. I'm like, man, I don't know what you need. And he said, no, enter Vietnam. And I thought, well, I'm fucked. I don't know what's going to happen now. And so I gave him everything I had. I gave him all the passports I had, my vaccine certificate, all the Mexican money I had with me. I gave him my watch. I didn't give him all these things. I'm saying, Jesus, I had to give him everything. And then he looked at it, and he said, no problem. And you know, these are not guys that you want to get in an argument with. And I didn't understand what the problem was. And so I asked him in English, what is the problem? And he just had his head down, and he was looking at stuff. And then another 5, 6, 7 minutes passed. And in the meantime, other groups were coming in, and he was stamping their passports as they were coming in. I thought, hey man, focus one thing at a time. And so after, it must have taken 13 or 14 minutes, maybe 16 or 17, I don't know. Magically, he gave it back to me, and I was out of there. And you just put your bags on the belt to go through the scanner, and that was it. In the meantime, everybody on the bus was waiting for me all that time. And I thought, I read these reviews of this checkpoint on Google Maps, and people were saying like they got left behind and things like that. So of course I was thinking, I'm going to be one of these people. So I am now back in Vietnamese territory. That was harrowing, I guess would be the best word to describe that experience. But I'm back in Vietnam now, and I think it's about 2 hours from the border here to not downtown, but the District 1 area where the bus stops. Oof, that was uncomfortable. I've just checked into my last hotel of this trip. This is the 5th time I've checked into a hotel on this trip. I'm not staying at that Ali Saigon, the place that I had that horrible nightmare checking into the first night when I had to wait 6 hours outside in the middle of the night to check in, and I didn't have enough time to cancel my second reservation there, so I had to stay there a second time. I did have enough time to cancel it for this time. So I'm in this hotel instead. This is called the New York. I have no idea why it's New York, but Phuc Dien or Dien Phuc or Dien Phuc, something like that. Nice room. Look at this. It's and I love every room that I've stayed in so far. All 4 hotels. They've all had a fridge, which is very valuable. Do you say valuable or invaluable? I think it should be invaluable. And they all have water. It's very nice. Little nice little touches. No window in this room, which probably is good because it seems the street this is on is very noisy. I didn't have any noise at that alley Saigon hotel either. That for the shitty one didn't have any noise either. It was very silent. But this room, look at this, is very spacious, also large. And they also have flip-flops here. They had flip-flops at my hotel, the one that I just left this morning in Phnom Penh in Cambodia also. So this is nice and amazing. This is just, if you've been watching the other videos, you know that I like those Vietnamese propaganda posters. I've been in there 3 times. Stop and look 3 times. I've walked past it several more. That's, I think about a 48-second walk from here. Really, really close. So I think I'll go hang out there for the next couple of days. Anyway, it's about 3:35 now. That bus ride took 7 hours and 15 minutes. On the way there, it was 6.5. This was 45 minutes longer, partially because I guess of my holdup at the border, and also I think this guy drove slower and calmer than the guy on the way from Saigon to Phnom Penh last week. So that was part of the reason. So now it's 3:30, 3:35. I don't know what I'm going to do. This is strange arriving in the middle of the day because I don't really have time to go anywhere proper to visit, but it's way too early to just sit around the hotel. So I will find something. I haven't eaten anything all day, and unlike yesterday and maybe the day before where I went almost a full day without eating, I am hungry today. So I think I will go, I haven't had pho for probably at least 3 or 4 days. Maybe I'll have that. Or a banh mi, but for now I will just get settled. I have to charge my phone a little bit. I started 100% this morning and I'm down to like 28%, so I gotta charge up. All right. I swore and I vowed. Or whichever one is stronger, I did that I would not come to Bentan Market again. Yet look where I find myself. But much more success this time. It seems that it wasn't good for shoes. But I just came by. I wanted some more of those damn Zippos from the war. And I realized, I bought I think 8 or 10 last week, and I realized that I just bought them all based on the inscription on the back. As you look at the souvenir t-shirts. Let this guy pass. And then I realized, you know what? I don't need one from Da Nang, Da Trang, and whatever, the Hoi An. And I thought, no, I just want ones that, from places that I've been to on this trip. Which means all those ones I bought. And I never did find one from Saigon. I'll stay here in the decent light. And so I came back here again. Now the woman that I bought those from, she gave them to me for 100. She was asking 160. She gave me 120 because I bought like 6 from her. And I went back to her. She didn't have the ones that I wanted. I wanted Vung Tau, Saigon, and Cu Chi, only places that I've been. So I thought I would try here at Ben Thanh. Now keep in mind, I bought those for 120. I came here, I asked the guy, I found some. How much? He said 350. And I think I learned the trick about Ben Thanh. Don't haggle, just tell them what you want to pay and that's it. And don't lowball them. I think 120 is a fair price. I didn't, ask for them for 30,000 dong or something. So as soon as I told him that I bought some for 120, he said, okay, 120. So he went from 350 to 120 with no arm twisting or, I didn't have to convince him at all. So I got 3 more. I don't know how well the light can pick this up, Vung Tau. And on the back of this one, the inscription is, war is hell, but actual combat is a son of a bitch. And then I got as I reach into my pocket. Oh, here's Saigon. I don't know if the light is picking them up. And the back of this one is, if you want to fuck, smile when you hand this lighter back. And Kuchi. There's Kuchi. And this one on the back says, I'm sure I'm going to heaven, and heaven is misspelled, because I've spent my time in hell. So I got those for 120. So now I've got like 8 or 10. And I'm a generous person, so I'll give those away as gifts. 8 I think I have that I'll now give away as gifts. But don't tell anybody. I'll tell them that I bought these with them in mind specifically. I also bought, look at this, a couple of t-shirts. Whoops, a little bit lower. And same thing, the woman I bought these t-shirts from a couple days ago, last week, 80,000 dong. And in here they asked 200, 300, 400. So but she had, there were a couple that I wanted that she didn't have either in my size or color. So I tried here again, and I told the guy, the same guy that I bought the layers from, I said, I bought these shirts for 80,000. He said, okay. And I asked him, how many, when people just come by and look at them and ask how much do you tell them? And he said, maybe 140 to 200. And I asked him, does anybody actually pay that? And he said, yeah, sometimes. So I asked him, would you take 80? And he said, yeah. So I got them at the non-Ben market prices. So Ben is back in my good graces. Oh no, not those asshole shoe sellers. And actually, of all the markets I've been to, I like this one the best in terms of the stuff they sell and the layout. And it's nice and it's spacious and airy, unlike the other ones. Although that Russian market in Cambodia yesterday was also very good. So some mixed results on Ben. But I think for now I like it again. A quick thing, I didn't mention my hotel earlier. That was 13 or 14 bucks US a night. The best hotel, the 4 that I've stayed on this trip. That's the nicest. Air conditioner blasts. Fridge is very cold. But I don't know if anybody knows the answer to this. I haven't Googled it, and probably people ask these questions. Leave a comment down below so people will interact. And I'm not trying to do this. I'm honestly looking for an answer. And by the time anybody sees this, I probably will have Googled it.
Hello.
Those guys
saying, YouTube?
You're wearing pajamas.
Yeah, I got it just made today from the one-day suit makers.
Oh, these people that have all the signs saying,
yeah.
make suit one day.
1,100,000.
Oh, very nice. You're from India, it sounds
New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yeah, Maori.
Are you, I was going to say Maori or what's the other one? Aotearoa?
Aotearoa.
I know that one, okay.
Is this your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, cool. Well, how do I find you so I can see myself on there?
My name is Dan Bowski, D-A-N. My name is Dan.
Yeah.
And then my YouTube name is Dan, D-A-N, like Daniel, Dan Bowski, B-O-W-S-K-I.
Perfect.
Do you know the movie called The Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Like Dan Bowski, like Lebowski, but Dan Bowski.
Ancestor, maybe.
Something like that. You're going to look beautiful in your pajamas.
Great. Thank you.
Right on. So what I was going to ask about the hotel, now when I logged into the internet, the first thing I always do is check the speed, and it was very fast, almost 100 megabytes per second. And then as soon as I started uploading my video from last night, it got throttled down to throttled down or choked down? Choked down, I'm not sure. It went down to 15. From 80 or 90 to 15. Do hotels do that? Because this happened to me in Cambodia 2 nights ago, the same thing. Or 3 nights ago. I was uploading a video the first night there, and the internet was very fast, and as soon as I started uploading, the internet stopped. I had to go down to the lobby to use the internet. So if anybody knows, I guess it doesn't matter, but I'm curious if hotels can control the speed, or if if that's monitored somehow. I don't know, maybe I'm sure some of you are more nerdy about that than I am. Actually, I'm not nerdy at all, but somebody maybe knows. So leave a comment down below, even though I've probably already Googled. I do appreciate your expertise. All right, and it's getting dark now. It's 6:20. Still haven't eaten. I'm going to find something to eat. Getting back to hotel internet speeds, I left my video from yesterday uploading while I went out. I was out for a couple of hours. Came back and it's only at 81%. Still 40 minutes left. It's taken over 2 hours now. The whole thing should take, I don't know, 40 minutes. It's taken 2 hours to get to 81%. and I checked the speed again. Not even half of 1 megabyte. Let me try it again. Let me refresh. Whoops. Okay, now it's going faster. This is very strange. All right, 27 is not bad. Like I have 100 at home. I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Sorry to bore you even further. Well, either this place doesn't allow dogs, or they don't serve dog meat. Either way, I'm good here. All right, this is authentic street food here. Very busy Monday night here in Saigon. Strange menu. They have it in English, which is great, but the problem is if you see the ingredients, if you look at them in Vietnamese, they have 4 dishes. So there's, well, no. Well, okay, they have, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the ingredients in Vietnamese, Hu Tiêu Nam Bang Nuc, and then the second one is Hu Tiêu Nam Bang Nuc. Sorry, Bang Ko. Okay, so Nuc and Ko, I guess, is noodle soup or just noodle. And then this one is the same thing, noodle soup and just noodle. But they all have the same ingredients. Shrimp, heart meat, pork meat, mince meat, quail egg, noodle soup. And then shrimp, heart meat, pork meat, mince meat, quail egg, dried noodles. The only difference is this says noodle soup and this says dried noodles. But then this also says noodle soup and dried noodles. It's very confusing, and they're all the same price. So I'm not sure what I'm going to get. I ordered, and I'll see. This kind of reminds me when I first moved to Mexico. And I think people have this problem in Mexico that everything is the same. It's quesadillas or enchiladas or tacos or tlacoyos, gorditas, and it's all really the same stuff. Some of them are rolled, some of them are flipped over, some of them are served open face, some of them are big, some of them are small, and they're really essentially the same thing. They all have a corn tortilla based, some kind of meat and vegetables, and then it's just how they present it that makes it different. And it seems that that's similar here. So, but it's a busy place. I'm the only white guy here, so I like that. I saw some other places that look good, but I've eaten. I feel like I've cheated in my eating, but I've eaten at some more touristy spots. So I'll see if I get what I wanted here. All right, he got it exactly right. This is what I wanted. I saw people ordering this, and I'd seen people eating it on YouTube. It's like and I don't know what the difference is. This is what I wanted. I want a bowl with the dried ingredients, and I guess this is the heart. I've never had heart, but I guess that's it because it looks darker. And I just like the idea of seeing the dry ingredients, and then you pour this bowl of liquid in. And God, what country I'm in? Look at the limes and chili, and cilantro, and some green crab. But this looks very good. I don't know what this there's dried flakes of something. I'm not sure what it is, but it looks very good. So let me see if I can get my shit together here. All right, so I'll just pour this in. This bowl is burning hot. Look at my hand, it's scalded. Not really, but it is a hot dish. Now again, I don't know what the difference is between getting these things separately. I see some people getting it like this, and some people getting it just a bowl like this with the liquid already in it. So, all right, here we go. I'll dump this in. All right, I'll try heart. I'm not really set up in terms of equipment to do this properly, but I'll do this for Ty. He said he wants to see me eat, and you want to see my reaction. I mix this all up, and this is the heart meat here. I can tell because this is the regular beef. It's obviously a much lighter color, and this is darker. I've never seen beef that looks like this. So Here's my honest and genuine reaction to eating heart, and I assume it's beef heart because everything else is beef here. I don't want to take too much. Let me try. Interesting texture. Not sure, but it does have like a beef taste. It's very, very, very soft, very tender. Let me try some noodles. Pretty good. All right, well, I don't know what else to say. It's good. It's good enough that I will eat it. On the broth of this, the caldo, it's different than pho or anything. The pho is like clear. This is a very dark liquid. I'm not sure what makes it dark. It tastes almost like a, I don't know. There you can see the dark caldo. Say it's good enough that I'll be able to eat it. It's not like, you know, you get some and you think, oh my god, this is disgusting, there's no way I can eat this. I will finish it. Whether I enjoy it as a full meal or not, we'll see. Oh, and I didn't add lime, so I'm going to add some lime. Oh, and some chili too. I'll add that. That'll definitely improve it. All right. I forgot. There's a little quail egg in there in here. I've never had quail egg before, or I don't think I've ever had any kind of egg other than chicken eggs. So let me try this quail egg. Not much taste. And I think not too. Looks like an egg inside. Perfectly fine. It's perfectly sane food. Done. And no cheating. All that I picked out was the shrimp carcass. That's all. It was actually very good. The more I ate it, the more I enjoyed it. I think, and I'm very hot now from eating that soup. And also it's hot. Even here at night, it's I think it's around 8. What time is it? 8:11. And even here at night, it's still probably around 30 degrees, maybe 28 or 29, and humid. So eating the soup really brings everything to the boil. So, but that was good. Once I added the lime, the cilantro, the chile. No, I'm not talking about Mexican food. This is Vietnamese food. Once I added that, it tasted really good. The heart, like I said, it was good. It tasted like beef. It was beef. It comes from the same animal. I think it's not the first time I've eaten organs. In Mexico, I eat, it sounds strange to eat, but I eat several times a year, and I love it. Pig brains in quesadilla form. And pig brains, I was horrified at first. Almost 20 years ago, over 20 years ago when I first came here, went to Mexico, I thought, oh my god, I don't want my food anywhere near pig brains, but I actually like it now. And I'm sorry for repeating a little bit, not repeating the words, but repeating my food. I'd say I'm about middle of the road when it comes to trying and experimenting new stuff. I'm not, one of these people that will go eat. I'm not going to eat it. Actually, I didn't see. I know in Cambodia they have tarantulas and snakes and everything like that. Not interested. So I wouldn't try that, but I'm not closed-minded. So this is a good mix. It depends on my mood. I felt experimental today. I thought I've had a lot of pho and banh mi, and I wanted something a little bit different. So I had this today. So I think oh, and this was 55,000 dong, which is around, I want to say that's around $1.50 US, somewhere around there. I forgot to check it, but it is 55,000 dong. You can check it yourself. Let's say less than $2 anyway. Quite enjoyable and a little bit surprising as well. All right, moving on. Done for the night. Back in my hotel at 8:30. I'm done. It's good for me. And I got some goodies at Circle K on the way. I got one more Vietnamese beer. I'm trying to drink as many different. I only have like one beer a day, usually at this time, and I'm trying to get through as many Vietnamese beers as I can. I got a little crispy M&M chocolate bar, and I'm very excited to get some Fisherman's Friend. We don't have these in Mexico. I'm looking forward. I can't wait until I get sick again. I'm really hoping that I get a sore throat soon. I'll turn the AC up. Really, really cold. So I got the Mandarin, apples and cinnamon. Apples and cinnamon? And anybody know what that's from? Maybe Dallas. And the original. When I lived in Canada, they only had the original. They didn't have all these fancy flavors of Fisherman's Friend. So that's a pretty quiet day today. When you have 7 hours and 15 minutes on a bus, that takes up a large chunk of your day. So I think I'm off to the Cu Chi tunnels tomorrow. You can rent motorcycles everywhere. I checked out the price. They were like, I think about it was 150,000 dong. I think it's about $7 US to rent a motorcycle for the day. So I think I'll do that. I think I feel brave enough to brave this crazy Saigon traffic. So if everything goes according to plan, I'll kill myself. Cu Chi tunnels by motorcycle tomorrow. That's all. Thank you. See ya.